High blood pressure warning. Foods you should stop eating right now. High blood pressure, or hypertension, is a common condition affecting millions of people. It can be caused by various things, including genetics, lifestyle choices, and environmental factors. In some cases, it can also be caused by a combination of all three. One thing we know for sure is that high blood pressure puts you at risk for heart disease and stroke, two of the leading causes of death worldwide. The good news is that high blood pressure can be managed by taking medication, losing weight, exercising regularly, following a healthy diet, and adopting other healthy lifestyle changes. This video is about the types of foods and some beverages you should avoid if you have high blood pressure or are at risk for developing it. So, let's get to it. Number 1. Foods high in sodium. Sodium is a mineral found naturally in many foods, like celery and tomatoes. It helps regulate your body's fluid balance and plays a role in nerve impulses and muscle contractions. But too much of it can cause your blood pressure to rise, and when that happens, your heart has to work harder to pump blood through your body, which can lead to a heart attack or stroke. Processed foods often contain high levels of sodium because manufacturers add extra salt to make them taste better and increase their shelf life. These include packaged and canned foods, deli meats, salty snacks like chips and pretzels, sauces and condiments, as well as restaurant and takeout meals. Most cheeses and pickled foods are also typically high in sodium. So, how much sodium should you consume? The answer depends on your age, gender, health status, and other factors. However, the ideal limit is no more than 1,500 milligrams per day for most adults. But cutting back even more may be beneficial if you have high blood pressure or are at risk for developing it. Number 2. Foods high in refined sugars. Sugar has a bad rap in the health industry, and for good reason. Consuming too much sugar can have a number of negative effects on your body, and it can also make existing hypertension worse. That's because eating too much sugar can inhibit the production of nitric oxide in blood vessels. Nitric oxide helps your blood vessels relax and expand, making it easier for your heart to pump blood throughout your body. When your body doesn't have enough nitric oxide, it can't relax your blood vessels, and they become constricted, resulting in increased blood pressure. Soda and other sweetened beverages are the biggest culprits of refined sugars, followed by cookies, cakes, pastries, ice cream, candy, and most ready-to-eat cereals. Limiting added sugar intake to no more than 6% of daily calories is highly recommended. For most women, that's 100 calories per day, or about 6 teaspoons of sugar. For men, it's 150 calories per day, or about 9 teaspoons. People with high blood pressure should reduce their sugar intake even more. You can start by reading nutrition labels and paying attention to how much sugar each serving contains before deciding whether or not to buy the item. Number 3. Foods high in saturated fats and trans fats. Your body needs a small amount of fat for healthy functioning, but the type of fat is just as important as the amount consumed. It's important to limit foods high in saturated fats and to avoid trans fats altogether. According to the American Heart Association, eating too much of these fats has been shown to increase your risk of heart disease, and if you have high blood pressure, this can be especially dangerous. Consuming too much saturated and trans fats can also raise your cholesterol levels, making matters worse. Saturated fat is found primarily in animal products, like beef or pork, and dairy products such as cheese, whole milk, cream, and butter. It's also present in some plant-based foods, such as coconut oil and palm oil. Some of the worst offenders, however, are highly and ultra-processed foods, which are a major source of saturated and trans fats in most people's diets. These foods include hot dogs, burgers, deli meats, margarine, cookies, cakes, snack foods, and fried foods. It's recommended to limit your intake of saturated fats to no more than 5 to 6% of your daily calories, and opt for monounsaturated or polyunsaturated fats whenever possible, such as nuts and nut butters, avocado, lean meat, and cold water fish, such as sardines or salmon. Number 4. Foods and beverages high in caffeine. Caffeine can be found in coffee, tea, soda, chocolate, energy drinks, and some supplements. Up to 400 milligrams of caffeine a day is shown to be safe for most healthy adults. That's roughly the amount in 4 8-ounce cups of coffee. And while caffeine does provide some benefit, such as boosting energy, improving physical and mental performance, and even helping burn fat, it can increase blood pressure for up to 3 hours after consumption. This effect is temporary and should not cause long-term adverse effects for most healthy individuals. But if you already have high blood pressure, it's best to limit your caffeine intake. Number 5. Alcohol. Alcohol consumption is a tricky subject. Some research shows that a small amount can lower blood pressure, but too much will actually increase it. So, needless to say, moderation is key when it comes to booze. It's recommended to limit alcohol intake to no more than 2 drinks per day for men, and 1 drink per day for women. And if you have high blood pressure, it may be best to avoid it altogether, especially since alcohol can interact with blood pressure medications and cause dizziness, fainting, and irregular heartbeat. Of course, your doctor is the best person to ask about your specific diet and health needs. But this list will serve as a good starting point for anyone looking to make positive changes in their diet. Thanks for watching. If you thought this video offered some useful information, give it a like and share it with your friends. It allows us to create more great content. If you want to see more videos from us, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a video.